All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of The Loft. Now, if you're anything like me, chances are you've invested some serious time in yourself doom scrolling. And in the year 2024, that really just means finding out 90% of influencers turned out to be pedophiles. I mean, watching furniture upcycling content. Whoa. Who wrote this script? Yes, I've spent the past year and hundreds of hours of time watching people create their own furniture. But the talented woodworkers of the YouTube space is not what we're talking about today. Now, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into the upcyclers of YouTube. Those who find a cheap $20 dresser at the thrift store, paint it sage green, and sell it for $2 grand. Wait, is that right? But my goal this week is a little bit different. I want to take this ugly dresser and put tens of hours into it and try to make it a valuable work of art. Not something I can make a quick buck on, something I can really invest a lot of time into and make absolutely stunning. So is upcycling furniture in a creative and unique way really that difficult? Is this gonna be a nightmare? And in the end, how much am I gonna be able to sell this for? Well, that's what we're gonna find out today. So let's get into it and start the upcycling process. So if it's not unclear enough, I don't entirely know what I'm doing in this process. But even if I don't know exactly what I'm doing, step 1 is obvious, and that's just to deconstruct everything I'm not gonna need. Now, within the past few hours, I've actually made a bunch of mock-ups because really I didn't know exactly what I wanted to come of this project. But in the end, I figured if we want to take artistic risks, we might as well just throw balls at the wall. Is that a saying? Balls at the wall? Just whatever. And if I've learned anything from years of watching HGTV, it's that every episode, every show needs a demo day. And that's what is happening today. Obviously, taking out the shelves was about 70% of that. However, we still need to take off those bases for the shelves, whatever the hell that is, we need to take them out. And since the mock-up I ended up finalizing doesn't even have any pull-out shelves, we're gonna scrap all of the ones that we took out of it. There's really no use in even trying to save them. And part of that is gonna be taking all the railings out, which is probably gonna be a long, tedious process of unscrewing, but something that has to be done. Now, like I said, this project is the culmination of a year of watching upcycling videos. And so from my understanding, the next step in this process, or everybody's process here, is gonna be to sand. And yes, I know, this project right now looks hideous, and it's probably gonna get worse. I just need to hold strong and keep my eyes on the prize. So today, in the matter of an hour, I was able to fully strip all of the hardware off. And then come tomorrow morning, we're gonna start the sanding process, which I honestly think will be very easy. But it seems like every time I've ever thought that, I'm in for a hell of a workday. So we made good progress, but wish me luck for it tomorrow. All right, so it's the next day, it's about 8 a.m., and where we last left off, I was just about to start the sanding process. Whatever it is sanding the paint off of this dresser is the messiest thing I have ever done in my apartment. And because I don't want to coat my floors in paint, breathe in paint fumes, I have cats, a fiance, I figured I should do this outside. Maybe I'm overthinking it, maybe it really wouldn't matter, but I just feel like breathing in paint fumes is something I've learned in my life that you shouldn't be doing. So I don't know if you can see it, but we got a patch of grass out there. We have this thing loaded onto the cart, and we are ready to go outside. We're coated up, and let's get this day started. All right, now I've really cornered myself into this patch of grass. I've been back and forth all day sanding, and dude, it is the longest process. But I've sanded a lot of furniture, and it hasn't even taken 1/10 of the amount of time that this has taken. I mean, this has been all day. But honestly, as you can see, we are making some progress here, and I am a bit of a roadside attraction right now. And this is an apartment building right here, and this is the loudest machine ever. So this has been a long day, but granted, I have had to do many sides of this dresser. But all right, let's get back to sanding. Okay, so I definitely stayed later than I had intended on. As you can see, it is very dark and my ISO is at 400,000. I do have a little bit left to do on the trim, but nothing that I can't pump out in an hour in the morning. But honestly, I will say this was very productive. If you can hear me over these cars or not, yeah, I'm gonna head inside before I get robbed. All right. Alright, so it is a new day and we are officially on to step 3, which is gonna be painting. Now, to answer the question I asked myself earlier, yesterday was a nightmare. Like, it was just such a long day of sanding that I really do feel like I can still feel my hands vibrating. So like the mock-up shows, I want this to be a loud, eclectic piece featuring some Tibetan tiger art. And so only using leftover paint, primer, and plywood, which is a tongue twister. Obviously, our first step in this process is to add a coat of primer, wait an hour, and then get to painting. So now that our surface area is primed, I'm gonna go over this with a beige shade. Yeah, I have like a storage facility of paint basically in my toolbox. I have multiple drawers dedicated to paint colors. So what I'm using is pumpkin essence. Does anyone else wanna drink this? Cause low-key, I'm tempted. Low-key tempted to get brain damage real quick. If I don't already have it bad enough. Got him. All right. Okay, dude, I gotta start painting. What the hell? Now, as for our main painting, I am by no means a painter. Honestly, whenever I'm asked to paint something, usually I just say no. And that's gonna show later when I have all of these blemishes to fix. However, with the small blue circles or the thin black stripes, all of these very intricate details were pretty difficult for me, and they took me a good amount of time. My fiance Megan's a better painter than me, so she helped me along the way, and I went deep into the night with filming this. Because with the weird theme of exotic animals we have all around the apartment, I do think this is gonna match so well with the rest of our space. But now we're just about wrapping up, except I'm noticing a couple of blemishes that I must have totally skipped over and obviously painted right over. All right, I'm on to something. Hold on, I'm right under it. I think this is the closest I'll ever get to becoming a vet. Okay, so clearly we have taken the paint off. We're gonna need to go back over this. And there's just one more little blemish right here that I'm gonna need to sand over. All right, so let's get to veterinary training and wrap up this painting process. After finishing the painting, we are finally in the home stretch, and this is about where I spent an hour putting everything together. So after grabbing some leftover plywood and cutting it to the length and width of our dresser, I was able to re-implement them where our old hardware holes were. And next up, it was time to add our hardware. Now, I ordered these legs off Amazon for 15 bucks, and for another $4, was able to order some door hinges, which is finally how I attached our main painting to our frame. And finally, we started to see all of our hard work coming together, and it was looking great. However, I was absolutely not done. All right, now hear me out because we're about to take a massive risk on this build. But over on Instagram, this project is in collaboration with the company Minwax or Sherwin-Williams. Or I think Sherwin-Williams makes Minwax. Either way, it is a staining company that every single year does a color of the year for their stains. In the past, I know they've done blue and green. However, this year, is violet. And the whole point of this video was really just to show that not a lot of people take massive creative risks while upcycling furniture, and they use the same old trends. So I'm definitely gonna put my money where my mouth is and test this out. Okay, so I took a little bit of time beforehand to pre-condition our wood just so it was ready for our stain, and we're about to start with the trim. And honestly, I've only stained a few times. However, I do know that this is gonna work in a 3-coat system, so we already pre-conditioned, then we're gonna add the purple stain, wait about an hour, and add a finish. What was that?
Do you want to pick out new blankets?
Yeah, let's make them purple. Got them. All right, so let's see how this goes. All right, so we officially finished the boards. My hands are quite a bit purple, and I'm hoping that does not stain skin as well. All right, so I'm gonna let those sit for about an hour. I really do think they look amazing. I'm so stoked about this. One sec, hold on, one sec. So then I'm gonna add a finishing coat to these 2 planks and then move on to the rest of the wood. What?
Can I vacuum now?
Yeah, go for the vacuum. You guys heard me. Vacuum time. All right, now it's been a few days since I finished up this project. The stain has fully cured. I've listed it on Facebook Marketplace. And most importantly, Megan vacuumed. And she's done a phenomenal job. Now, genuinely, I am so proud of how this turned out. For my first upcycle ever, genuinely, this is a huge night and day difference, and I'm so stoked about it. Now, I listed this on Marketplace, of course, because at the beginning of this video, I was asking myself some questions. One of them being, how much could I sell this for? And from there, I got about a dozen real offers, which stem from about $800 to $1,800, which is who I'm planning on selling it to for that price point, which I think is more than fair for the amount of work and money I put into this. For money, it was a about 50 bucks, which is really no overhead. And for the time, 4 or 5 days is not bad at all for an $1,800 profit. Honestly, that's insane, and I'm excited about that. And plus, we didn't even have to paint it sage green to make a massive profit. Who would have thought that it is possible to upcycle furniture in a creative and eclectic way? And just like that, we were able to answer every single question we had for ourselves at the beginning of this project. And so now I'm about to embark upon my biggest creative journey ever. If you guys have ever heard of the Living Towers by Vernon Petone, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, but it's a bit of a vertical couch with multiple different positions. Very famous piece of furniture, and it cost 28 grand. Well, for my next project, I'm about to start that build of seeing how cheap I can build a $28,000 couch. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that, and genuinely, I couldn't be more stoked about this furniture build, and I'm sure there'll be more upcycling content in the future. So if you want to see that, subscribe, leave a like, comment, and all that jazz. My name has been Turner. You guys have been YouTube. As always, I've had that outro for like 10 years, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Love ya. Peace out.